Alright, so yeah, we got the drops. I know I have not uploaded much. I'd like to say that for those who are friends of Otan, I do have some thoughts that I've been working with. I have some new things I've been working on to try and make the UI here a little more interesting and engaging. And I've been playing some games, and I don't get to play a whole lot of games. I have a pretty busy life, but I get to play some games, and I'm going to a little tournament tomorrow. Calidus down in Dalton, Georgia, so should be fun. And my wife and kids are off gonna run off. We're gonna have a family friend come down. They're gonna go hang out at the Tellus Museum and look at dinosaurs. But I will be running around with Leagues of Otan and shooting things up with a Bradfast Oath. We'll see how it goes. Vehicles. I've been playing a couple different ones so far, so I'll have more thicker reviews on those. And I know that the GT recently won over in Europe by I forget his name, Tim Schneider. He's the German guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I listened to him earlier, and he won. He went like 5-0 with the Berserkers army, the list, the Delve Shift, and I love them. I think they're so cool, and that's what I wanted, is just straight up a Slayer army. If you're not going to give me grudges, then let me have a bunch of Slayers running around and just berserking out. And I give them like the cool little mohawks from the Fire Dwarves out of Age of Sigmar, right? It looks really cool. But I've also played the Oath Band. I'm playing that in my league, and I'm gonna try the transport detachment tomorrow and see how it goes. So, but I'm really here to talk about these the Leagues of Otan drops, a few things that came out and what they might mean. My initial thoughts on them. Errata obviously doesn't matter. Shooting phase target. Stay tuned actually, because I will go over one of my favorite. I know there's only been a few, but before the index, everyone would be like, obviously you're playing Oathband, but I did not. I played Hearthband, so I'm excited that the grotmas Hearthband list got an update. So I'm gonna mention that one. I'm gonna talk about that one. So the Brandfast Oathband, secure positions. Well, most of the stuff like reactive reprisal is just saying, hey, it can only target. I thought Uther's ability was this already. Spend 1 YP to change 1 hit roll, 1 roll to unmodified 6. Maybe it doesn't say unmodified, but unmodified 6 for sure now, which is what it should be. Otherwise, this ability is dumb. Doesn't work, right? It kind of really makes him not. I mean, he's really good anyway, but I like him. I love that Uther is great. He's almost, everyone says he's an auto include, or supposedly so many people do. But I think, yes, he gives you your command ability. Great. But man, he also smashes. He's pretty good. He's not like amazing smash, but he's solid. You know, if he comes in, I put him in a unit of 10 warriors. I give the warriors their little choppy hand axes, and they got a little Thane in there, and everyone's still got their guns, and then the heavy weapons are still in place, and these guys can just come in and they just are tough, and he makes it so that they're tough, but also while you're trying to outpace the kin warriors, he's chopping away. So if it's like, oh, I can't say how he would do against, say, like Dark Angel, Death Watch, Knight, Terminators, but against like just sort of like Space Marines or less, he's chopping things up. So he's pretty decent. I mean, I think I had him finish off a bunch of Sanguinary Guard too the other day, which felt good. You know, um, everyone came in. I charged with 3 units, but he was leading the charge, and he just like cut into them, and then the rest of the guys finished off the smash captain in the unit. So it was pretty cool. I also rammed them with a truck. I also rammed them with a land fort. Hey, uh, don't sleep on those trucks ramming into stuff. I just run into everyone. So Uther got his thing. The Sagittar transport is now no artillery and no artillery in the Hecatons, which I didn't even think they could. I didn't think about it. I guess you could. Why would you? There's probably a reason. Maybe someone out there was doing something, but whatever. That's dumb. That's dumb. So good that they fixed that. Just in case people were being dumb out there, right? Improper use of Votan military equipment is putting artillery inside of them. It's dangerous. You could cause a breach. Anyway, so this right here, though, is kind of the big errata. Is this really cool secure positions is now way less cool. Way less cool. End of any of your turns, if units from your army have hostile acquisition. So the end of any of your... It was the end of any phase, which I thought was broken. But I liked it, but they didn't give us a chance to really use it because they took it away already. If it's your phase, the end of any of your phases, I don't quite... I got some thoughts, but it's going to be your movement phase, obviously, because I believe you can overwatch. The enemy can overwatch at any point in the movement phase, right? I can double check that super fast, but like, so then when are you gonna get them out? You're gonna get them out at the end of your shooting phase. Then they can't shoot, which is, by the way, what this says: the unit cannot declare a charge, but can actually act normal. So you can shoot. So you're like, okay, so what am I? I'm just getting out and. Okay, because if you get out at the end of the movement, you can still get overwatched, and if you get out at the end of your shooting phase, you can't shoot, then you can't charge. I guess you could get out at the end of the charge, no, because you could get shot. I guess you could get out at the end of the fight phase, I suppose, and not get overwatched, and you wouldn't have anything to do, but it would, I don't know, present, not sure, I mean, because you, yeah, I guess you could get out. I'm looking at Overwatch because otherwise you just get out of a vehicle. Why would you wait to get out of a vehicle? Now you still got that 6-inch, wholly within 6-inch, which is good, but it's also, it was cooler. It was definitely better previously because you'd want to get out in your opponent's turn. Well, you can't even do that now, so I'm not even gonna cogitate upon that. But I'm pretty sure that Overwatch is no. Fire Overwatch. Your opponent's movement or charge phase. Yeah. Just after a unit set up or when an enemy or unit starts or ends in normal, advance, or fallback move or declares a charge, right? So, I guess you're not probably going to avoid Overwatch. So here's the only thing I can think of that this strat would be good for now. Because previously there was a lot of shenanigans. You could potentially get out after your opponent's movement, get out at the end of your opponent's shooting phase, like out of sync and out of turn reactions. 6 inches, that's huge. So you could just be like, okay, you moved up, you've shot, it's the end of your shooting phase, I'm dumping guys out, and now you got to contend with maybe a free counter charge, heroic intervention from maybe your Steeljacks or something, right? Like, it was like a cool concept to think about. Like, ooh, these guys could just immediately deploy just out there. But in your own turn, it's kind of why. So that makes it the only real thing it's doing now is it's just pushing further on your turn what you can do and not making new options on the opponent's turn of what you could do. New strategic avenues. They cut that off, which is a shame because I thought it was cool. Oh well, it was just different. I like it when GW comes out with something that's kind of different, and they throw out, oh yeah, what if it does this? But there's limitations. But what about that? But they're really good at sometimes just stomping those out. As you can see, like they came out with a bunch of Gene Stealer cult nerfs too. It looks like, and it's just like they keep doing that to Gene Stealer. I know they're good, but they were really interesting at one point with a lot of neat tricks, and they've kind of scattered them a little more to the wind. But so 6 inches. So here's what you could do. You're moving, maybe even a land fort, maybe a Sagittar. I think probably a land fort, right? Let's say you got a land fort and you've got it stuffed with, say, 6 Thunderkin, right? You got 6 Thunderkin, and you got maybe an Iron Master in there with them, and he's giving them their really cool. There's an enhancement you can get that'll give you two sustained. So you could take either the conversion beamers or you could take the graph cannons, whatever you want. I like the grav cannons still. If I have to just pick one unit, I take the grav cannons because the conversion beamers are very interesting, but as soon as opponents within 12 under 12, you lose the the interesting part of them. So the grav cannons are a little more reliable, I would say. That's just my quick opinion on it. I have actually a Thunderkin review laid out that I want to go over. I'll post that one here hopefully soon, and we'll see. But so run that land fort through a wall, maybe for a command point. Maybe just you have it in the open, you can run it up, and go ahead and advance it. And you're going to get to reroll advance rolls, right? I'm pretty sure it's everyone in the army gets to reroll advance rolls, right? I'll say I'll double check, but you reroll your advance rolls. And run a Sagittar with it. This is like a little squadron action. So I like it. I like when you can build a nice little squadron action. I know some people are like, oh, you shouldn't. You're going to have issues with overcommitting things. And that's true, but I'm just playing with the idea. You got a little Sagittar. The Sagittar's running a Grimnir. Inside with the Grimnir is a 5-man with the heavy weapons. Usually I like to run the high las and the rotary cannon or whatever, right? Just it's like a massive fire that you shoot. All of it's strength 6. The Grimnir still gets to do 6 shots. You overcharge him, and it's like a lot of power, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna run up. You're gonna just gonna advance all of these units, right? And then you're going to, and I know I said I was going to double check this, but I'm real time double checking my Leagues of Votan army roll. Yeah. Reroll advance and charge rolls made for the unit, and that's any unit. So yeah, everyone gets it. Add 1 to the hit roll if you're attacking enemy. So you got a 10 plus d6 with reroll and a 12 plus d6 with reroll, and now then at the end of your move, you dump out your 6, Thundercan, and they get a 6-inch deployment, which is pretty good. That's a lot of room. I mean, you're working with, 10 plus with a reroll, you're guaranteed probably a 3 or a 4. So like 14-inch movement with another 6, like 20-inch potential. The Sagittar can just assault, and it's an assault vehicle, so you guys could just get out. So you're just going to rush, and it moves 12, so you're going to make up some of that extra distance with that 12-inch that it does. And you're just going to, like, zoom out there, maybe a little past mid, where you're looking for a target. You're looking for a juicy target, maybe an opponent even on an objective. Maybe during this turn 2, maybe you just shock your opponents in turn 1, blasting through walls with, like, a land fort. And they're like, whoa, what the, right? So all of it's good. It's all pretty cool. And you just zip up as far as you can, dump out everyone, and I know this may or may not sound great, but you've got a Sagittar can now take the little rotary cannon, the laser cannon, not the high las, but the assault one, right? It's assault now, so you can still fire that. So you're gonna get dump out. Your Thunderkin are gonna lay into something. In theory, they might kill it, so you might be wasting your time a little bit. Maybe it's worth it to have one of them shoot something else, because I'm pretty sure your Thunderkin can shoot whatever they want and still mark it, right, with their ability, because they breaching fire in your shooting phase. Yeah, one or more of those attacks, right? So after this unit's shot, so open up, and maybe one of them takes a pot shot at something that, like, if you're like, I'm certain 5 of these guys with their boy over here, or maybe the Ironsmith is over here, right, hanging out on the side, and he takes a pot shot at something. Anyway, you can kind of afford the shots. I mean, it could be anyone. It could even be one of the dumb little robots just goes, here's my 12-inch little pistol I shoot. I wouldn't risk that, but it'd probably be worth it for the Iron Master to shoot something separate, and then you've got 18 shots. You're giving those 18 shots. I mean, they should kill whatever they're shooting at, so you probably want to shoot something else with these guys. And then that other thing you shoot now is also going to be like negative cover, And then your Sagittar's there with all your guys you dumped out, and then you're going to get 6 shots from a rotary, 6 shots from a las rifle, 6 shots from the Grimnir, and 6 more shots from the Sagittar itself, right? So you're gonna get that's just, I mean, you got a couple other whatever bolter shots or something, but like you're gonna get like 24 strength 6 shots out of that unit that now are ignoring cover, which means you're getting your ignore cover back. That's a thing you kind of lost. We lost that with our Leagues of Otan. Was our cool. I loved that the Warriors always ignore cover. I thought it was just the coolest thing. You get out and you're like, you're dealing with my true AP value. You lay in something with AP that you're actually getting, and then you're also getting reroll ones on the little unit there, right? And because they're outside of their vehicle, you're still getting sustained 1. It's not as great as sustained 2, but sustained 1. So now you're like, now I've got my sustained 1 for all these shots that I'm doing, right? And that's quite a bit of firepower. And then, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like you could run. I don't know how many points. It's probably quite a few points. I think the Votan are a little point heavy, honestly, for some of their things. But I'm just playing with this one errata item that they made here and trying to see what would it do. And even though it's like not the same as Shenanigans, it could be more of like a push and a hit. So I know the land fort is expensive, and I know you can't even properly say how many points this is going to be, because honestly, the land forts, they're built into the list. You're going to have land fort, you're paying for the land fort. I mean, it's going to do what a land fort does, so it's not really fair to say, oh, well, this strategy would take like 500, 600 points to do. It's like, well, it would take the Sagittar and a Grimnir in a squad. You'd have to kind of want to run those guys, which I, by the way, think you should. It's not terrible still. It was always kind of good, and it's still pretty good. You're giving that squad a 5-up Feel No Pain, and they have a 5-up Invulnerable save, and they have the Grimnir and his 2 drones still have a 4-up Invuln, and what should be a 6-man unit in there is like filled with 8 models, 5 plus the Grimnir plus his 2 drones. So you really have like almost a full 10-man squad. And in exchange, you're getting 5-up Feel No Pains and a lot more 4-up Invulnerable saves and a lot more firepower. Strength 6 anyway, right? So it's not really terrible. And if you run this little combo and now you're sitting on objectives and you're taking your yield points and you lay into someone and they didn't expect you to be that fast, and then you're just like, they probably will because you're playing Brand Fast, right? It's in the name. But this is really pretty fast, especially if it's a turn 2 where you're just like, I'm just gonna swing out and in, and someone's been sitting there measuring and they're like, how far? And you're like, and then you can be like, look, I should let you know I can in fact advance and get out and shoot with all this stuff right here, and I'm re-rolling my advance rolls right now, so it's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna get to you, and then that might even just keep someone like at bay. It made my Blood Angels opponent want to stay back. They were just like, I can't get near you, you'll shoot me. I'm like, yes. Oh, you'll overwatch me. Yes. Which, by the way, that's been really good also. Overwatches with land forts is highly functional. I enjoy that. Against armor 2 with cover with Armor of Contempt, it's not as good at all, but oh man, it decimates lighter armored stuff. You're just gonna blast stuff. Like if you just want to take out, I don't know, scouts or gene stealers, or it'll just into them. Okay, so we got, this has been already, a couple of minutes here. 18 minutes, 19 minutes. It's probably okay. I think I should maybe let's take a look at it. Hearthband is back. Alright, so you probably don't even know what Hearthband was, or maybe you do and you tried it. Maybe you looked at it and you're like, this is garbage. Well, now it's reroll wound rolls of 1. So let's look at this. Each time a League of Votan model from your army makes an attack with a weapon that targets the closest eligible target, or a target that is within engagement range of that, you get to reroll 1s. That's awesome. There's already so many units in this army that reroll 1s to hit, and that's kind of what we're looking at. So you already have like Hearthguard, Warriors, and land forts that reroll 1s to hit. So now you get to also reroll 1s to wound. And I loved it when it was already just reroll ones to hit. I took that to ATC. I enjoyed it. If you have Call, Iron Hair, Hearthguard, or Uther's now in everything. So if you take Uther, you improve the armor pen by one, like the whole unit. It's like a general thing still, which is great. If your unit, you improve the armor penetration by one. So here's what this does. It is.
Dad.
Oh, hey, my son popped in. Hello. Hey, I'm doing a podcast or a YouTube video, I guess. What's up?
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like I got a headache.
Oh, really? Oh, you know what you should do? You should go fill this up with some water and drink it real quick, and then I'll make you some juicy water in just a few minutes, huh?
Okay.
All right. But drink some water. Drink water. Everyone out there, drink water. Go drink some water. All right. It's dad advice. So reroll one, good. The AP one, oh man, it's just so good. It's just so good because bolters are kind of like whatever. That 0 AP stinks. But then you give them an AP 1, and suddenly... Now, it's not as good as it was, because your warriors used to ignore cover, so you would give everyone AP 1. But you give your heavy weapons, the rotary cannons, and the high-las...
What are you gonna play?
Oh, I'm not. I'm talking. I'm making a video about my little Hearth Warrior guys for 40k. Here. You can just listen for a moment. I'll be done in a moment, okay? All right. Oh my gosh. All right. So anyway, armor penetration though, but you get in close combat too. So like all of your little extra hatchet men that you can now have 2 of them. You get your Thane. They're gonna go up to like 3 AP with their weapons, and Uther is gonna be like, I think he goes up to 4 AP with his sword, or something 3 something. He goes crazy on it. Uther goes up to, well, and a Call will go up to, I think 3, right? Just with the Power Fist. I know people are like, well, I'm not playing Calls, but I do. And if you're going to play Hearthband, you put them in there. They come along for fun. The Iron Master, this is really good. It was always good, and it's still really good for the Chthonian Berserkers. The Berserkers love this. With a reroll wound roll of 1, that's so good. Like, you got your 3 pluses for monsters and vehicles, and now you're rerolling 1s to wound. It's just nice. I know you can get that in the other list as well, but let's see here. I'm sure Buri Angerson would really love this. He doesn't get it though, does he? No, he can't get it because he's not Uther the Destined. Yeah, it's really a specialized list for Uther as a little grotmas list. That's okay. Yeah, his 3 goes up to 4. That's crazy. So, you still get Bastion Shield. Now Bastion Shield is the armor penetration drops by 1. You spend 1 yield point until the end of the phase. Then it goes up to 18 instead of 12 for shooting. And that makes it pretty good. That 18 is worth it. That 12 is not. I didn't like it before. It was like 12 is like, you gotta drop in and then people shoot you. But this does have a cool strat to drop in outside of 6 inches. So that makes the Bastion Shield kind of neat. And only for a single yield point, you get that 18. That's pretty good. You're now making it so people who are shooting you from afar are...
What the heck is that?
It's a little squid. Here, another one. And then, let's see, Quake multi-generator is okay, subtract 1 from hit rolls, that's pretty good. It just doesn't work on Titanics, but works on everyone else, which is pretty cool. Only Call can have it. Iron Scheme is whatever, it's just 2 extra wounds. It was never great, it still is whatever. And the Call is just whatever, fight on 4 pluses. That's also not super great, it's fine. They're kind of the same as they were. The Bastion Shield's a little bit better. The Quake multi-generator is interesting, but don't feel like you have to spend points on it. The Breckernauts, until the end of the phase, Miles in your unit have a 4-up invuln save. That's awesome. This right here is trickier though, because you need to Call, Uther, or an Iron Hair Hearthguard. But I have to say that dropping in Calls and being like, hey, I'm gonna bounce stuff on 4-ups works. I did it for many fights and many battles, and it's always cool to just pop it and go, okay, Well, this unit is now going to be just that much harder to get rid of off the board, and it's the shooting phase or fight phase. It's awesome because it's both. It's like I'm just going to have a 4-up invuln. Sure of Purpose is pile in 6 inches. Also something the Chthonian Delve Push has. This is awesome. It's really good. So this is sort of like a more like instead of a Berserker sort of detachment that does what the Berserkers do. This is a lot more your warriors and your Hearthguard, your kind of your elite stuff. Superior craftsmanship, add 1 of the damage characteristic against monsters or vehicles. Always was good. It's 2 CP, which is a lot, but when you turn those, I know I said this is not for the Chthonians, but the Chthonians have 3 damage, and when you turn that into 4, that's a lot of damage every time you get something through. Unyielding aggression, but oh, you know what? This is also good just in general. Like, let's say you charge in with that unit of warriors and you need it. Your warriors are already getting, because you have a call or Uther. Your warriors are already getting extra AP. They're rerolling wounds of 1, and now they're going to do an extra damage, which seems awesome. Oh boy, yeah. It's a little warm. I'll get you some for it, okay? And then unyielding aggression is you can fall back and still shoot and charge, but it's only for infantry, which is good because you got a lot of infantry in this list, so it's fine. This one here is good. 6 inches, outside of 6 inches for a League of Votann unit that has deep strike. So it has to be. It does have to be your Hearthguard or a warrior with a call, and that's just what it is. But that can be really useful and really cool. And it was even good when you would like split up your units. Maybe have a little 5-man. It's too much for that, but a unit of Hearthguard, and this is where it gets pretty cool. You get the 10 Hearthguard, and then you go with the Fury, and you drop the materialization. It's 2 CP for these, but on your go turn for these guys, now they're going to get a strength, bonus strength. What is it? You equip models, you increase the strength characteristic by 1, and if you spend a yield point, you get sustained hit 1 as well. And they already gave them the ability to like reroll 1s to hit, and now they're going to have reroll 1s to wound, and now they're going to have rapid fire. I mean, I would give them the rapid fire anyway, just to double check. I know people are like, well, Hearthkin, but they can be good. They're a little too expensive is really the only problem with them. Where do they go? I can't even see Iron Steeljacks probably are not made for this list, honestly. But the other stuff's pretty good. Here we are. Ranged. I mean, if you think about it, like, even your Exo Armor grenade launchers now are AP1, right? Because they took away the blast. AP1 on those Exo grenade launchers, which is a little bit better. And the Vulcanite Disintegrators, if you really want those, AP1. That's pretty good. And then the Edikarn is now AP4. And it kicks it back up to Strength 8, which is what it was previously. But that's what makes it work. Because then you're like, well, there's Strength 8. And so that Strength 8 is giving you 2s to wound on all the Toughness 4 out there. Anything that's, I don't know about Toughness 7 or 6 stuff, so it's not really that big of a deal. You're still probably wounding things on 5s above that. But AP4 for 2 damage with Sustained and Rapid Fire 1 is pretty decent. You don't really need to drop in that close. You don't really have to be outside of 6 inches. That's fine. But just throwing that out there that the Hearthband is still got a potential if you want to play with like a lot of calls and warriors and Hearthband. You throw in a couple of Berserkers and they do pretty good too because they get to Sure of Purpose or Superior Craftsmanship or Unyielding Aggression. Anyone can use this, you know. So you're kind of rushing in with stuff. It's nice. It's overall, I like this. Now it's a reroll wound 1 of 1. And honestly, because they took it away, you could run the Thunderkin too. They don't have blast weapons anymore. Well, they used to with the Graviton, and now your Graviton's going to be, you know, oh no, but well, yeah, you don't need to have, you just don't put an Iron Master. You don't need an Iron Master now, because you'll just Iron Master lets you reroll wounds of 1, but now you can just do it. So, you know, swanky. Anyway, that's it for all this. I hope you all out there have fun with your Votan and enjoy. And I look forward to my tournament tomorrow. So, yahoo!